Gals, guys, what's going on? Joe's Neon here. Welcome to Shop Talk with Joe, part 21. Yeah, we're going to keep them rolling. Thanks a lot for, all the support in my shop talks. I really appreciate it. Music is going to be some nectar. This is primarily me on vocals. Some of our local outdoor gigs that we did. So hope you guys enjoy the music. It's really great to be back. Start with cracking my PBR here like we do for Shop Talk with Joe. Lots of great stuff going on, you guys. Man, it's been amazing. Just amazing. I just want to start out by saying that our Native American for Shop Talk Part 21 with Joe is going to be a Cherokee mother and her child. Not a great shot. Very nice. So there's your Native American. The hat that I'm going to wear for Shop Talk this evening is my icefishingtour.com. Can you see that? These hats were from when I was a DJ for an ice fishing tournament all up through the Northeast. And I was a DJ. I did all the announcements, played music all day long, did all the giveaways, the prizes, the winners, and it was a lot of fun. DJing out on the ice. It was a good time. So yeah, that's the hat that I'm wearing. A lot of you folks asked where I've been, what's been going on. Turn that down just a hair. And what I've been up to. As some of you folks know, we lost a family member. We had to put Calvin down. Calvin got really sick and we weren't sure why, and I took him to the vet, and the vet wanted incredible amount of money for blood work and x-rays, and I just couldn't afford it. Calvin was not your average cat. Calvin, some of you folks say, yeah, there's cats and there's dogs. Cats aren't as cool as dogs. Well, Calvin was a man's cat. Calvin was a big boy. He was 25 pounds in November, and we noticed changes in him, and he was losing weight rapidly. And when I had him put down, it's been about 2 weeks now, he was almost half his weight when I had him put down. I just couldn't stand to see the little guy suffer, so I had to do what I had to do, and it's been rough, but I want to thank everybody out there for all your support, and you definitely made it easier for me to get through this whole thing. It was pretty tough. Calvin was a real good buddy of ours, no doubt, around the house, so thank you, everybody. So, that's something that's been going on there. I got to move on to question and answer because you guys have been asking a lot of great questions, guys and gals, and I really appreciate that, and thank you. Some of you folks, I wish you would just watch back in some of my older videos, my Shop Talk videos, and your questions will be answered, but I'm not going to let them go. I'm going to answer them for you because you asked, and I really appreciate that. So, question and answer. Rob Baker asked me, good sights for LEDs. My last video, I showed you guys the LED lighting and how to use them with your cordless batteries. I'm not really sure if there's any good websites out there. I'm sure if you punched it in, plenty of stuff will come up. But, like I said, check with your local sign shops. That's a great place to get scrap LED. That's all you want is scraps. You only need a couple. If you need more than that, I'm sure you could find it online, Rob. But great question. Thanks for asking. Thanks for watching my last vid. Mike DeLucia, favorite hunting season? Oh, Mike, how can you ask me that question? Every hunting season is my favorite hunting season. I have a passion for it. I would have to say, if I had to pick and choose, I love big game in the Northeast. Big game in the Northeast is absolutely wonderful, and it's something I really enjoy. Great question, Mike. Thanks for asking. Weston Wood, have I ever done wood carving? Yes, Weston, if you go back in my earlier videos, you'll see some carvings that I've done. I've done a lot of wood carving. Unfortunately, I've given it all away. I don't have anything to show you as far as my wood carvings go. I did a lot of spirit faces in carving and walking sticks and wood. I've done a lot of antler carving, a tremendous amount of antler carving. So if you go back in some of my Shop Talk videos, I do show some of my antler carving. But yes, I have done plenty of wood carving, and I do enjoy it. I plan to get back into it. Weston, thanks. Great question. Sean Andera wanted to know my favorite bird and mammal to hunt. Well, my favorite bird to hunt is a partridge, rough grouse. I really enjoy them. They're very, very difficult to hit. Tricky target. A lot of fun, and they are super great eating. So that's my favorite bird to hunt. My favorite mammal to hunt is the white-tailed deer. I love deer hunting, and as I just mentioned, I love big game hunting in the Northeast. So yeah, Sean, I hope that answered your question. Old Man Grub, I'm really not sure how to answer this question, buddy. He wanted to know, where is my workshop? In the basement or on the roof? No, my workshop is in the basement. So, I don't think there's any easier way to answer that question, but thanks for asking. Peter Stanhope wanted to know, how do I do my sharpening? Well, you know, I've had a long history of sharpening, trying to teach myself how to sharpen, trying so many different methods. And finally, thanks to YouTube, I went and got myself a 1x30 belt sander at Harbor Freight for $40. And I'm telling you what, get yourself some different grades of belts. Start out with a very fine grade when you're learning. Start out with 220, 180. Get used to what steel does. Go to Salvation Army, go to a thrift store, buy a bunch of butter knives and work with those butter knives on that sander, and you will figure out very fast how to start to lay down an edge and how to get that foil edge that you want to take off. And you easily do that with a leather strop. There are so many videos out there on leather stropping and making a leather strop and how to do it. That's the way I do it. I use my 1x30 and I save a 220 belt it's really shot, you know, it's so smooth, but that puts my finishing grind on it, raises my foil beautiful. When I say foil, when you sharpen two sides of a piece of steel like this, sooner or later the edge starts to fold back and forth like that. That's the foil. You'll see that when you start to run that on your sander. And then all you do is you take that foil off with a leather strop. So look a little further into it. That's what I would suggest. There's other ways of doing it. It depends on how much time you want to spend. But I've had a lot of luck with using a 1x30 sander and stropping. So they also make a strop for a 1x30, so you can check that out too. But Peter, thanks for asking me that question. I know your tools that you work with, chisels and whatnot, maybe blades for planes. That's a great way to sharpen. Great way to sharpen. Tommy Clark, what is something I'm not good at? Oh man, what kind of question is that? What is something I'm not good at? I'm not good at getting through a whole beer in one of my videos. I just got to fit so much information in so fast. What's something I'm not good at? I'm really not good at, and never was, school. No. I'm not that great at reading. I don't know. That's a really tough one. You know, you kind of stuck me in a corner on that question. I tried to think about it, but no, you know, there's plenty of things I'm not good at. To come up with one off the top of my head, man, I can't do it. Sorry, Tommy, but leave me another question, something that's not so tough to answer. Catfish Stinch, what brought me to YouTube and advice for a new YouTuber? Well, a friend of mine said to me, Jimmy, you've heard this story before, you need a computer, you gotta have a computer. So 2.5 years ago, I got a computer, and he's computer savvy. He set me up with YouTube, all this stuff, my own channel, and I'm like, you're kidding me. I can actually make a video with my GoPro camera and download it onto YouTube? And he's like, oh yeah, you know, he set me up with the whole shoot match and how to do it, and I just started experimenting. You know, that's where the whole thing started, but I also had so much interest in what everybody else was doing in YouTube and the things that I am interested in. You know, I was watching bushcraft channels, the way folks were doing things in the woods, and I couldn't believe it, from all over the world. You know, so what I would suggest as a newcomer to YouTube, make videos of things that you are interested in. If you're not interested in what you're making a video of, neither are we. So do things that you're interested in and be yourself. That's the best thing you can do. You know, you'll attract a lot of good people, straight up people. Just be yourself. That's really important. Make videos of things that you're interested in and be yourself. And enjoy it. You know, it's a lot of fun. So thanks, Catfish, for asking that question. Phoenix Prepper, how many axes and hatchets? Well, on display here I have 21. I probably have got another 7, which would be about 28. So, yeah, it's pretty extensive collection and constantly growing. Thanks to guys like the Adirondack Woodsman and Chris Killinger, and, you know, the axe is back. Preserve a part of history, restore an axe. Thanks, Phoenix, for the question. Garrett, my buddy Garrett Brader, how you doing, buddy? He wants to know, how old was I when I got my first rifle? Well, I was 14 years old. My father played by the rules, and, you know, he didn't want me to have a rifle until I was 14 years old. So it wasn't until I was 14 years old that I had a rifle. My first rifle was not a .22. My first rifle was a 35 big bore Marlin lever action. And my dad refused to buy me a .22, and he was probably pretty smart to do that. But as soon as I could, I did. But yeah, I was 14 years old when I owned my first rifle. Let's see. Thanks, Garrett. Somerville 99. How did I get interested in axes? Go back in my videos. I tell a whole story about ever since I was a little kid, my father could not keep me away in diapers from axes and hatchets in the campsite. I've always been fascinated with them. Paul Bunyan, the true woodsmen and lumberjacks of the Adirondacks. It's always been a major passion for me, and to be able to have a collection like this it's just really inspiring, and I'm really enjoying it. But Somerville, great question. Metter 44, how did I get into neon? Oh, great question. I'm going to try to make this short. I was working for a sign company 18 years ago, and back then every sign company would love to have their own neon shop. So what ended up happening was they offered me an opportunity to go to school in Narragansett, Rhode Island for neon. It was a one-on-one study for 6 weeks, crash course, very difficult, very difficult. And I got out and I was dumped into the business, and I was basically forced to learn. I was not ready. I did not know really what I was doing, but I had a good idea, and it was go time and forced to learn. So that was a really great opportunity I had, and I had a great time in Rhode Island for 6 weeks in the dead of summer. It was fantastic. And I learned a great trade too. So that's how that all happened. I worked for that company for about another 4 years after I came back from school, and then I just went on my own and opened my own business, and it's worked out pretty well for me. So, Metter, thanks for asking, bud. Topics. You guys, I got so much to cover. Oh my God, I've been away. So much has happened. Thanks for allowing me that, right? Topics. I got a new sign that a friend of mine made for me. Can you see it? My buddy Chad, he lives right down the road. He's got a machine that he can engrave mirror. He can engrave anything, you know. So let me show you the sign that he made for me. Yeah. Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Shop Talk with Joe with an axe. Huh? What do you think of that, folks? Thanks a lot, Chad. I really appreciate that. It's a nice addition to Shop Talk with Joe. What else we got going on? Topics. You guys wouldn't even believe where I went this morning. I took a ride and I went to visit a world-class knife maker. He's really putting out a sweet product. Many of you know him, know who he is, but I had the opportunity today to meet Adventure Sworn Knives at adventuresworn.com. Cody. I went up and I visited Cody in the shop with the Adirondack Woodsman, and we really had a super visit. Their shop is coming along beautifully. Cody is making me one of his classic bushcraft knives. I'm very excited about it. You guys will be seeing that in a near video coming up here. But we really had a great video. They're really great guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say video because we didn't shoot video. We were gonna, but that's something that I want to do in the future here, the near future. But it's absolutely fantastic guys. We really had a nice visit, you know, and they showed me around the shop, and Whith, the Adirondack Woodsman, was nice enough to give me these patches that he makes. And this one here says, "In the school of the woods, there is no graduation day." And that's from Horace Kephart. So you can get these patches, I believe, through bushcraftusa.com, or maybe even through contacting Cody at adventuresworn.com. Here's another one. The Axe Mob. Is that great or what? And at the bottom it says, "Preserving history one axe at a time." Yeah, Leaf, thank you very much, and thank you so much for a nice visit, you guys, today. That was wonderful. I'm really excited about my knife that I'm going to be getting from you guys, and it's all a good thing. So, what else we got here? Oh, I want to show you guys a new knife that I got from Pinto. Pinto Blades, Mike Wood, thank you so much, my friend. The Shetland Pony. And I made the sheath for it. But what a sweet blade. Very, very nice. And I love Pinto's logos that he puts on his knives. And if I look around here somewhere, I'm grabbing a piece of paper. You want to talk about curly cues? Thanks, Mike. Very nice. I really love it. The Shetland Pony from Mike Wood, Pinto Blades. Wonderful. Wonderful knife. Made a nice sheath for it. Very happy with. I try to change up the design, you know. Did a little bit different restraint system here for the blade, coming over the back of the choil. But no, it was a lot of fun. Great project. But anyhow, thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. Pinto Blades. He does some great work. Oh, what else we got going on? I'm working on a sign for the front door. Sandy doesn't want the snowshoe for the summer. So what I got to do is come up with a new one. So what we're going to do is, I got this piece of pine board here, and I've already wood burned it. So they got a nice decorative border all burned into it. And I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the letters welcome? That's a very light pencil line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the sticks on there so that it's all spelled out welcome and sticks. And I'm going to put a border on it in twig work. So that'll be an interesting project. I'll keep you guys going right along with me on that one too, no doubt about it. Our back decks are all power washed. We're setting up for the outdoors. The weather's getting nicer here. Pretty excited about it. We set the decks all up, and then the landlord hired somebody to come and power wash, so we had to break them all down, and we're in limbo right now because they're going to stain them. So, but they're going to be really beautiful come, you know, right here in the beginning of the summer, late spring. So listen, I just wanted to check in with everybody, let you know how I'm doing. Everything is good, you know. I had a tough time. And again, I want to thank everybody for just being there for me and just having nice words to say, you know. It was a bummer. It wasn't that cat's time. I mean, come on. He was only 7. He passed away at 7 days, or no, 7 months, 17 days, and 7 years. So it was tough, but thanks a lot, you guys, for helping me out. I just want to ask everybody, you know, comment on the videos. I got a lot of projects coming up. I'm going to be working on this. I got more axe hanging to do. We're going to have a lot of great stuff going on, and plus we're getting into camping season. I got a bunch of new gear. Sandy and I are really looking forward to having a lot of fun out in the woods. That's going to be great. Looking forward to taking you guys with us. Oh my God, our trip to Maine is going to be insane in August to go see Captain John. Oh boy, y'all are going to need seatbelts for that trip. But listen, guys and gals, I'm not going to end this video with a joke. As a little tribute to my little buddy Calvin, I'm going to take my homemade bamboo flute here that I call this my camping flute, because I always take it camping. But this is a little bamboo flute that I made out of bamboo. And I just want to do a little something for Calvin and leave you guys with this. Rest in peace, my little friend. I hope everybody's good out there. And I won't keep you so long to the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I'll talk to you soon.